She's uniquely qualified to speak on the subject of business and personal success, known by many as the voice of street smart success. Please help me welcome.
Experience is overrated. As technology advances, the importance of technical experience decreases. Adaptability, flexibility, information, knowledge may not be as important as you think. In nature, much of survival depends on camouflage and mimicry. For discussion purposes, I'm going to combine that into the concept of illusion. For business and life, at times nothing is more important than the ability to create and recognize illusion.
So why are we here today? Well, we're here to do the kind of thinking which is generally not offered in schools or anyplace else, that leads us to make decisions about what we allow to stream into our lives. For example, news reports, advertisements, advisory services, corporate communications, magazine articles, newsletters, research studies, political rhetoric, opinion polls, and so on. All expressed in words, words, words. Nobody has a 25-hour day. Some of us spend our time differently. So it's not a matter of knowledge or intelligence. It comes down to a matter of leverage. Building a team is not about equalizing all the contributions of each individual. It's about productively utilizing the expertise of each individual within a cohesive effort. The objective is to raise performance by harnessing individual expertise and applying it to the workload. So you have a chance to mix your idea people with your strategic people and your detailed people with your supportive people. Where does credibility come from? It's external. We live in two worlds at essentially the same time. The tangible world, as in the world we experience, and your world of words, an imagined state, a world of thoughts and feelings induced by words. You can't be swindled in the first, but you're continually being swindled in the second. Deception depends on language. And deception arrives in multiple forms. False information, disinformation, nonsense, a lie, an exaggeration, idle talk, bluff, or hypocrisy. It's the result of a process by which an attempt is made, successfully or not, to communicate to you something that's false as though it were true, whether or not the person knows it to be false. But a con is relative, not absolute. So one man's con is another man's eternal truth. Confucius said, "It's a great art to know how to sell wind, but it's an even greater art to know how to recognize wind when you experience it." Great numbers of people are always selling wind for one reason or another, though the underlying reason is always the same: to get you to do or say something that's in their best interest and not usually in yours. The cost of being swindled can be considerable. You don't have the job or the raise or the promotion or the grades you could have had. Your sense of self-worth falls, as does your level of confidence. You never seem to be able to get what you want. You're continually fearful of events which have nothing to do with you directly. You're not as effective, and you're rarely at peace, but rather in a continual state of anxiety. Life is a continual process of decision-making, primarily what to say or what to do in a given situation. Information gained from experience is personal and unique. It's also reliable. You know it to be true. Information through language is impersonal and general, and whether or not it's reliable depends upon whether or not you're being fooled. If your decision is based upon reliable information, your conclusion is going to be reliable, assuming that your ability to reason is adequate for the task. The objective is to have any action you take following that decision to be aligned with your best interest. But if it's based upon unreliable information, then your conclusion is going to be unreliable. And whatever action you take following that decision is not going to be in your best interest, even though you have been fooled into believing that it will, but rather in the best interest of the one who fooled you. These are the kinds of things that can happen when you make decisions about the real world that are based on premises taken from an imagined one, premises that lack counterparts in the tangible world. When you're difficult to fool, it can help you avoid the pitfalls of entertaining false ideas. And it can reorder your priorities for the better.